Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another stream. It's another dream today. Hello. Come join us. Get excited. We're playing Lake of Voices today. It's Visual Novel Friday. But anyways, let me introduce myself first. Hi, my name is Princess Evillan, and I'm a streamer here on Twitch. And I post almost everything that I do here on the channel. It all ends up onto youtube.com/@princessevillanvods. Evillan is how you spell Evelyn, in case you didn't know. But yeah, I have a lot of videos on the VODs channel, so if you're interested in playing other games, or not playing other games, if you're interested in seeing other games that I've played, maybe you're trying to get hyped up for the new Okami game and you're looking for a playthrough, we did that. We also played Hi-Fi Rush, Grim Fandango, Costume Quest last year for Halloween. We played a lot of games, honestly, over the past year and a half that I've been streaming. So I highly recommend you go check out the VODs channel if you're interested in watching other games that I've played. And if you're watching this on the VODs channel in the future, hello, come join us on the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/princessevillan. Evillan is how you spell Evelyn, in case you didn't know. But yeah, I love to stream. I love getting to chat with you guys and see what's going on and try to build up a community of people who like to see me play games and want to see me play certain games or just whatever I like to play. Whatever it is, I hope you guys come in and enjoy the community that I'm trying to build up. But anyways, make sure that you're liking, following, subscribing to both the VODs channel and the Twitch channel, so you get notifications on when I go live on Twitch every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. And you'll get updates on the VODs channel when I drop new videos onto the channel. That's every Saturday. So yeah. Anyways, we're playing Lake of Voices today. If you weren't here last week, Lake of Voices is a visual novel that is horror genre. It's about us as knights or guards or something, mercenaries, I don't know, we're fighters of some kind. We've been tasked to go support a town that is across a famous set of bridges, and we meet people along the way as we go through the bridges, and things attack us, and it's kind of a lot. So yeah, I hope you guys are excited for Lake of Voices today. Last time we got a bad ending. We ended up dying, and no one got saved. So I think this time we're gonna try to save more people, try to make sure that bad things don't happen now that we know most of the bad things that are gonna happen. Hopefully it'll be a better route today. So yeah, let's jump into it. Let's get into Lake of Voices. Here we are. And I think this is us in the background. This is our character. So yeah. I don't remember her name though. Let's see, should we load? We didn't load anything. We didn't save anything. Okay, let's just start. Choices. You'll need to make various decisions throughout the Lake of Voices. Here are a few details to keep in mind. Certain choices are timed. Time running out isn't something to completely avoid. In some cases, not getting involved can open new possibilities. Other choices aren't timed. These options only determine whether Kika has any special affection for another character or not. If you survive until the second night, the story will branch into 1 of 5 different plot lines based on your earlier decisions. The other characters cannot manage all situations in the various plot lines regardless of what you do. If a character isn't making it, try getting that plot with a different set of survivors, or having the same group of characters venture through some other storyline. Becoming closer to someone can add and or remove future choice options and change how some scenes play out. Your decision to build that connection may not go unnoticed by other characters. Earning the full amount of affection with certain characters can require getting into specific plot lines. Interesting. So yeah, like, there's choices that we have to make that are timed, and like this is saying, time running out isn't something to completely avoid. So I think there will be circumstances where we'll have to let the timer run out in order to just not make a choice. We'll see how that goes. It's a little different from a lot of visual novels, but we'll see. My grip on my lantern tightens as the fog around us thickens. While the forests in this area are relatively safe compared to Sinlos, I can't help but feel my hair stand on end the further we get. Let me turn this off. There we go. No echo. Okay. My freehand fingers the hilt of my sword, something akin to a nervous reflex.
Have you seen it before?
Bemelle, hello, it's good to see you again. So this was the guy that we were trying to, not romance, I suppose, but like get friendly with. He is our other knight, mercenary, guard, fighter person. He is with us. He's been with us for a while. He's our partner, basically. But we tried to save him last time because he just makes some rash decisions. I think this time we're going to let him make his rash decisions and not try to save him. So we'll see. We'll see. Bemelle breaks the silence, either sensing my unease or swatching his own. I hope it's the latter.
I haven't. I've had no reason to go near this cursed lake until now. What of you?
Bemelle scratches his chin casually, as though I asked what his favorite food is.
I traveled the long way around it once before. Not so pleasant. Something about it just frays your nerves. Although, even being near it is enough.
Oh my goodness. Sorry, guys. I'll cut that out. I didn't mean to cough like that. So I'm not the only one who feels it. A sense of relief hits me, but not enough to undo the buzzing of anxiety. The lake, Sinlos. Most try their best to avoid it all their lives. The hundreds who die attempting to cross its unearthly black water, dragged to death by the creatures lurking within, aren't a secret.
No wonder you were assigned this mission.
Yeah, because you've been here before. There are few who have had first-hand experience with the place, even if from a distance. They'll probably keep being picked whenever they need someone to cross, for however long he's with us. Bemelle shrugs, bringing my attention back to the dark path before us.
At least we're taking the bridge this time. It'll only take 2 days instead of double that, and the sooner this place is behind us, the better.
Yeah, but there's just some real dangers on the bridge.
It would be preferable not to risk it. But time is of the essence. We don't really have a choice.
I wonder what happens if we just don't make any choices. One of our allied villages, Hammer, is being harassed by brigadiers, a band of ruffians. We don't have many guards to send as an assist, only Bemelle and myself. Okay, so we're guards. The least we can do is arrive before we're too late to be of any use. These kind of squabbles happen often, but have to be put down unless they turn into a blood grudge or all-out war. The last we heard, neither option was that far off.
I can also see why they chose you to come out here.
What does that mean? I glance at Bemelle, an eyebrow raised. A slight smile plays across his lips.
You're always so calm and so serious. Nothing can get to you. You're the best choice they had.
A smile now tugs at my own lips. I would like to thank him, but that wouldn't be as calm and serious as he just described. And if that's how he sees me, I'd like to keep it that way. My lack of reaction only makes his smile grow, and he chuckles a bit before refocusing on the path. I do the same. It wouldn't be right to let my guard down in a place like this. Bemelle appears to feel differently, however.
You know the town on the other side of the lake, though. It's not so similar to ours. If all goes well, perhaps we'll have enough time to enjoy the new area.
For the most part, I ignore him, nodding when applicable. Bemelle is a talkative sort, and if chatting helps keep his worries down and his sword hand ready, I have no complaints. After a time, the thick fog surrounding us begins to clear. A slick wooden dock comes into view, and with it the sounds of water gently lapping at its sides. Bemelle shifts beside me, stretching his lantern arm as far as it will go. He seems tense.
Someone's already here.
Hello again. It's good to see you again. A young woman stands by the dock, eyeing us warily. Does she intend to cross tonight? Evidently, she has the same question. As we step up next to her, it's clear she isn't simply passing by. She's waiting. The stranger nods curtly to us.
Margret.
Margret. Hi, Margret.
Keep it the steadfast.
I don't think our whole I don't think our whole name is necessary there, Kika.
Bemelle.
Bemelle.
Hello?
There's a stuffy silence. Margaret turns to gaze out across the lake, expression unclear. With not much to say, Bemelle and I do the same. Bemelle, sorry. I'm sorry, Bemelle, I always pronounce your name wrong. From here, the black surface of the lake looks disarmingly calm. Wind rushes across its surface, a sound like whispering. Though, perhaps it is actually whispering. I concentrate, trying to place the difference, searching for breaks in rhythm. After a few seconds, I feel foolish. It doesn't matter what the noise is. Whether I hear them or not, we're not alone. The Nixie are out there. A feeling I can't quite shake tells me they've already noticed the little group of people on their shores. It feels hostile. My stomach sinks. I instead address Bemelle.
Where is the guide?
Unless he's on the center island, or on the complete other side, your guess is as good as mine. It's dark as pitch out there.
Panic rises inside me. Panic I try hard to quell.
We can't cross without him, and we need to get going soon.
You can't cross with him either.
Hey Margret. What's this about? What about this? What are you saying? You can't cross with him either? Why not? The woman behind us, Margret, cuts in with something like a snort.
What?
I know the guide will be here tonight. I have already made arrangements with him to cross.
Bemelle and I share a look. The woman seems haughty and willing to put up a fuss.
I have his word he'll take me today. It would be wiser for the two of you to begin the trip around if you're really in such a hurry. Or you can make camp here and wait for him to make the trip back if you prefer.
Why don't we just go with you? I don't need to turn my attention to Bemelle to know he's riled up. I step in before he can say something rash.
Even if that is so, my companion and I must begin the trip tonight.
Might as well go around. Margaret is unimpressed and opens her mouth to argue further.
We'll wait for the guide to arrive before coming to a conclusion about any of this.
She clamps her mouth shut, then lets out a sigh.
You can do as you like.
I really like her voice actress. She's really got that haughtiness down. With the matter tentatively settled, Bemelle moves away. His finger begins to tap loudly against the top of his hilt. He shifts from one foot to another, then groans.
What's that bastard even up to?
I almost visibly start, but manage to restrain myself. He probably doesn't know any better. I'm sure of that. It's not worth mentioning.
With a mouth like that, you shouldn't even have the right to ask the guide to take you across.
How ludicrous. He's faced far worse than a bit of foul language.
Do you know anything that's happened with this lake?
I know enough.
Do you? Margaret is clearly not convinced, but she shrugs and makes a show of turning her back to him.
The guide's father is Garvin the Exemplar. Garvin never accepted the guide as his son, all the way up until he died in this lake. Your statement could be seen as tasteless.
Yeah, your statement's tasteless.
Oh.
Get wrecked, Bemelle. Bemelle rubs the back of his neck, his face regretful.
My apologies to the guide. I didn't mean it that way. I never knew about his... well, that. A smile spreads across my face, one I quickly wipe away. He really did just misspeak. The silence slowly stretches between the three of us, growing more awkward with each passing second. Margaret seems irritated, and Bemelle seems abashed. Okay, so this is going to affect who we end up having relationships with. So I think we should go with Margaret this time, because we went last time with Bemelle. So let's go for Margaret this time. Let's see if we can make her a little bit happier. Or maybe we just don't say anything at all. Well, I kind of want to do like a don't say anything at all kind of playthrough. I think that'd be funny. But let's be nice to Margaret.
It's been years since the time of Garvin the Exemplar. It's impressive you knew.
Margaret smiles, lifting her chin into the air. The over-exaggerated action is somehow pleasant rather than belittling. She's so much happier than I had anticipated.
Yes, I do like to stay informed. And you knew too. Good. This lake shouldn't be allowed to swallow even history itself.
My town, the one where I was born at least, was also Garvin's hometown. I was very young when he passed. The entire village went into mourning.
Aw.
People broke down crying in the streets. I'll never forget it. He meant much to everyone who knew him.
Oh, I have no such connections. I merely read about it.
She pauses, seeming to scan the air in front of her for something to say.
I'm sorry for your loss.
It's all right. Thank you.
My town may have taken pride in Garvin the Exemplar and what he achieved, but we weren't the ones who lost the most. That would be his family. We each remained locked inside our own thoughts, not another word passing between us. Eventually, a small light appears on the bridge ahead, gently swaying through the foggy air. It gets closer and closer until it becomes apparent it's a figure carrying a lantern. That must be the guide, although it can't shake the ghostly aura it gives off. The figure steps onto the shore, but we wait for him to approach us instead of going to meet him. None of us are sure how close to the waters we can get before it is no longer safe. He stops in front of us and simply stares.
Are you the guide of Sinlos?
The man nods. He has a sharp face and weary eyes.
Well, that's grand. We would like an escort across the lake.
Bemelle motions to the two of us, and Margret approaches, a strained smile on her face.
Hello, it's good to see you again. I'm ready to cross, as we've agreed upon.
The guy turns to face her as well, face remaining unchanged. It must not be a lie. He would have had to say something otherwise. She really does have preference to travel with him. That's a problem.
Is there a way we can all begin the trip tonight?
Yes, I will allow all three of you to go. But with that many, at least one will die before we reach the other side.
I furrow my brow. It's a disturbing addendum, and one offered with little emotion attached. Bemelle glares back, asking without asking what we're supposed to do with such circumstances.
You should go around.
Yeah, going around probably would be the best idea, but we have to go today, so we're gonna make this 2-day trip through the lake. The sentence hangs in the air, the second half unspoken. If you want to live.
We don't have time for that. There are people counting on us for protection. Why does she need to go?
Oh my goodness. He jerks a finger at Margret, whose face contorts with anger.
I don't need to explain myself to you. My journey has already been put off once, and I was promised I could go today. I will be going under any circumstances.
She meets Bemelle's eyes with a gaze of steel. He starts to speak, and she cuts in.
An extra day or two shouldn't be that much of a problem for you. Whoever you're meeting can surely wait such a tiny amount longer. Patience is a virtue, after all.
The night is only so long, and if we're still on the bridges when the sun comes up, we'll all die as they sink back below the surface. If you don't decide soon, no one will be going.
The guide is dispassionate, stoic. I would almost feel something's wrong with him if I didn't share the trait myself. Bemelle pulls me to the side, jaw clenched tight.
That woman isn't armed.
Uh-huh. Yeah, but being armed didn't really help us last time either. His voice is low. He darts a glance at Margret.
We can easily get her to back off if we make this into an actual fight. After all, we have to go tonight, yes? If one of us really is to die, it'll be her. Would staying be a worse fate than her death?
Bemelle, you always ask the hardest questions. The questions that just don't have answers. I stare at the dock, refusing to meet Bemelle's eyes, and try to keep my voice as level as possible.
We don't know her situation. This isn't a decision we can make for her.
Exactly.
What?
Bemelle leans in closer, apparently having missed what I said. I remove the sympathy for her in my response when I speak again.
The guide won't accept something like that, I assume.
His face is grim.
Then what else do you have in mind?
Go around.
First of all, you and I cannot split up. Either we both stay, or we both go.
Right. That's not a question.
I cross my arms, a hand on my chin. I have full confidence in my abilities and in Bemelle's, but there's no reason not to believe the guide knows exactly what he's talking about. Hold on a second. I want to check something. Whoop. Just want to check something real quick. this going? Okay, that looks pretty good. Yeah, you're always yelling about that. Okay, perfect. If we go, he might not be able to give the group the attention we deserve. That would mean we truly would be putting Margaret's life at risk on top of our own. I think we're gonna let it time out. The guide approaches Bemelle and me before I have time to sort out my thoughts.
You will stay.
Oh.
What?
You would have already decided to come if you had the proper mindset for a journey such as this. You two will stay.
Oh,
But
okay.
you don't understand.
The guide raises a hand to me, eyes cold. My words die in my throat. If he decides we aren't fit to cross, how could we persuade him otherwise?
This is bullshit. We are more than equipped to make this journey, and we know more of what it means to be in danger than most will know in all their life.
Yeah, but not against this.
You two will stay.
I think we should go around anyways. Bemelle's muscles tense and I put a hand on his arm. He trembles slightly beneath my fingers, his hands curling themselves in a fist, but he doesn't say another word. The guy turns around and heads onto the bridge. Margret uncomfortably looks from the guide to us.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Then she steps onto the bridge after him. Bemelle sighs, the anger releasing from him as they disappear into the fog.
Farewell.
Be safe. We reached Temmer safely, though it took much longer than we would have liked. Much of the village had been damaged or even destroyed. It was my fault for taking so long. I did all I could to aid them in defending their town and repairing what could be salvaged. Bemelle was disheartened by how little assistance we were able to provide. However, he could not deny how fortunate we were to have both made it at all, especially after we caught wind of the report given by the guide to the elders for that night. Every village close enough to Sinlos gets information on what occurs on that lake. He does so because communities wish to be made aware if they have lost one of their own. This time, his news was the death of a young woman. The one we spoke to, Margret, is gone. Oh, Margret didn't make it either. I have not heard nor seen the guide myself since then. I must assume he's still there on that foggy shore, waiting for desperate souls to seek out his light so they may cross the lake of true darkness. Although I regret that I was not able to do more to protect these people, no one admonishes me for it. They seem sure that I did everything possible. I hope that is true, even if I cannot bring myself to believe it. Soon Bemelle and I will return home, and we will once again take the long way around. My one piece in all this is that Sinlos will be far behind me in a matter of days. I intend to keep it there. We got an achievement. Safe. Lake of Voices. Okay. So he gets mad at us. He gets mad at us for not making a choice. Okay, so let's skip. Let's go with Margret again.
It's been years since the time.
I believe we should
And
go.
I believe you.
And I believe you. Bemelle's reply is firm. My steadfastness seems almost weak in comparison to its certainty. He addresses the guide.
We shouldn't waste more time. Let's shove off.
The guide slowly turns around, without even a nod to show his agreement. Margret stares at Bemelle and me, something of a resolve in her gaze. Then she follows after the guide. Alright, so we're going to try to save Margret this time. I have an idea of what we can do. So let's see if we can save her this time. At least she didn't insist we stay behind.
We should do what we can to protect her. It's our fault she's being put in even further danger.
But she didn't make it either way.
Exactly my thoughts.
We will take care of everything. Maybe I'm being naive, but I have no intentions of letting anyone fall victim to this lake tonight. Those monsters can starve.
Yeah, but just because you want it to be... I think you're being naive. Just because you want to save everybody doesn't mean you're going to be able to save everybody. He turns to follow the others across. I will protect everyone on this trip. I will. We will make it through this. Then I step onto the dock and join them. As soon as I step onto the wood, the temperature drops. The light of my lamp shines against the water's surface, as reflective as a mirror. Until we reach land again, death is only one small mistake away. We fall into line, with the guide leading the way. Margret stays close to him, and I'm behind her, watching to make sure she doesn't slip on the slick, wet wood. Bemelle brings up the rear. Each of us hold our lanterns in front of us, but it does little good. The fog is thick and nigh impenetrable, consuming the light as if hungry for it. Above the surface of the lake, it's deathly quiet. No longer is there the whispering wind, nor the sound of water lapping against the shore. It's just our own mismatched footsteps and the sound of my quickened breathing. My eyes drift back to the lake against my better judgment. It's no wonder there's not even the sound of water with how still the surface is. It seems almost sturdy, with the sheen of a black marble floor. I've heard rumors the water of Sinlos is heavier, more difficult to disturb than natural water. That just the weight of its oppressive cling is enough to keep someone down, even without them. Something even darker than the abyss of the lake flickers just below the surface, or at least I think it does. I turn my gaze to Margaret's back. It's better to stay focused.
Fall back a bit. You're following me too closely.
The guide is looking over his shoulder, addressing Margaret.
I'm sorry.
If someone gets pulled into the lake, they'll instinctively reach for anything to hold on to. Do not let that be you.
Margaret's shoulders rise, and she nods with great seriousness.
I understand. Thank you for the advice.
He ignores her gratitude.
You can speak amongst yourselves if you so choose, as long as you pay attention to where you're going. There is no worth in listening to the sounds out there. If there's anything at all, it'll only be Nixie trying to set you on edge.
All right. Then, could you tell us your name? You didn't have a chance to properly introduce yourself, and I've only heard you being referred to as the guide.
I don't have a name.
He's facing the front again. His voice is expressionless as before. I have no way of guessing how he feels as he says this.
Oh.
It's probably not something he wishes to talk about. However, there was something else I wanted to say, so changing the subject is not difficult.
Margaret, thank you for allowing us to join you.
Margaret shrugs non-committally.
It wasn't exactly up to me. The guide said he would take you.
She hesitates, and then she looks tentatively over her shoulder at me.
But thank you for saying that. It's appreciated.
Bemelle and I will do our best to be an asset on this trip, rather than a burden.
Yeah, Bemelle is not gonna do that.
That's nice. I'm not afraid to be out here, though. Still, at least with your training, you should be able to take care of yourselves.
Hopefully. I admire her resilience. It's comforting to know that everyone here is so confident in their abilities, not enough to forget how terrible it feels to be over this lake. I'm not sure that is fortunate or unfortunate. Believing yourself to be secure doesn't mean that you are. Alright, we're gonna save. Right here, there we go. Just in case. As the conversation lulls, a new sound breaks through. It's the whispering noise again. It's the chatter of inhuman voices, and this time coming from all around us.
Taking care of yourself is exactly what you need to do.
The guide is speaking again, except louder, as if to cover the Nixie's voices with his own.
Work to survive at all costs, and hope that everyone around you has enough sense to do the same. That's the only way you'll make it to the other side.
Margaret nods in response, but I hear a grunt from behind me.
Groups tend to go further when they work together to achieve the same goal.
Whatever, Bemelle. The guide doesn't say anything in response to Bemelle's grumbling either. I'm not sure whether he didn't hear Bemelle or whether he just didn't feel the statements made thus far are worthy of addressing. I have a feeling it's the latter. We go around a large bend in the bridge, part of it forking off to another way. I wonder how the guide knows which one of these essentially identical paths is correct when something in the corner of my eye catches my attention.
I believe I saw something over there.
Keep walking. No need to worry.
The guide's voice is calm and level. I decide against pressing the issue, not wanting to set everyone even more on edge.
What did he say?
Perhaps not wanting the conversation to be caught by the guide, he speaks softly, though I couldn't quite hear him because of it. I take my eyes off Margaret ahead for a moment to explain it to— oh goodness, the thing's in the background again. That scares me every time. It looks so spooky. Do you see it? I take my eyes off Margaret ahead for a moment to explain it to Bemelle and stop dead in my tracks. Only one word is able to escape me in my stunned state. Behind Bemelle stands another figure, looming in the darkness. Seeing my face, Bemelle grabs the hilt of his sword. He whips around, then staggers swiftly backwards. Several meters away, a crooked, twisted black figure hobbles its way towards us. Some kind of liquid drips off its head. curling around the edges of its face. It almost looks like it's crying. Bemelle backs up until he's standing beside me. The figure continues its slow advance, head jerking from one angle to another.
What on earth?
It's one of them.
Yes, Nixie that stumble across the bridges looking for opportunities.
The guide is standing next to us. I didn't even notice him approach.
The ones that can make it out of the water are generally referred to as prowlers.
Prowlers.
I had no idea things like that were out here. Is that what Kika saw down the other path?
The guide says nothing, instead returning to the front of the party. Margret watches him pass. Her frustration morphs into nervous optimism when something seems to come to her mind.
Well, Nixie aren't slowed down much by swords, but at least the light keeps them away, right?
Margaret's hand grips her face tight, and the desperation bleeds into her voice. I bite the inside of my lip.
Direct light will force it to return to the lake. However, it'll try to drag the light, or you, down with it before it goes.
Interesting. Smart little things. Instinctively, I reach for the hilt of my sword, despite the fact that it would do little to protect me. The prowler is getting closer, jerking forward, stopping, then resuming its slow advance.
Okay, does anyone have a light we can leave here? That way it won't follow us.
I don't know about that.
Only matches.
It's getting closer. Bemelle spits. He's the one bringing up the rear, so he's the one most likely to be in danger if it keeps following. The guide, however, moves forward.
Don't forget it's there, don't let your guard down, and don't get left behind.
Got it.
What? How am I supposed to keep walking with this thing at my heels? You said it wants to attack.
Don't give it the chance.
I like the guide. I think he's funny. Bemelle sputters in anger. I solidly grab hold of Bemelle's upper arm.
Here, I'll lead you like this, and you can keep your focus solely on the prowler. Make sure it doesn't get too close.
Bemelle's eyes the guide with unresolved hostility, but allows himself to softly sigh in relief. He gazes at me with fondness.
At least there's someone I can count on.
Right, you see that now. Despite the fact that I'm going against his advice, the guide says nothing more. It's clear now that he doesn't give a damn what we end up doing. Some part of me is glad for that. I want to help everyone make it through, and it would be worse to have to persuade the guide every time help was necessary.
Kika, thank you.
Whatever, Bemelle. I'm over you. Bemelle places a gentle hand on my shoulder. Nod seriously. Bemelle's face hardens in return. He moves his free arm down. I fully link his arm with mine, and now properly settled, look forward. Margret is following the guide with some reluctance, turning back every so often to check on us. I wave my lantern to signal we're catching up. Yeah, being behind is not a good choice right now. Margret returns her head to the front and quickens her pace. With a tug on Bemelle, we start to follow them. The four of us continue cautiously over the bridges, only this time the wet, squishing footsteps of the prowler join the sound of our own. The prowler walks without a set pattern, sometimes fast, sometimes slow. It takes long steps, then short ones. At times, it stops walking entirely. Does it hurt to be out of the water like this, or is it trying to be difficult to read? Suddenly, the whispering in the lake grows louder. I steel myself, trying not to let it get to me. The most important thing in a situation like this is to remain calm. I can't lose my head. Then, all at once, I notice the guide and Margret have come to a halt.
Bemelle, they're stopping.
Bemelle slows down as I do, and as we near Margaret's back, she says something akin to distress.
There's another one.
Oh, goodness. I tug on Bemelle and he understands. We draw up close to Margret, ready to protect her if need be, but the guide holds out a hand.
Don't get any closer.
Now there's one over here. We're getting pincered. Just over his shoulder, I see another prowler stumbling towards us, white liquid dripping from its eyes. The guide's hands turn over in the air, palm up.
Give me a lantern. We'll throw it.
Margret extends her own with a trembling hand when Bemelle speaks instead, his back still turned.
If you have to take someone's, take mine.
Whatever, Bemelle.
Yes, an extra light won't do us much good when we're standing this close together.
Margret takes Bemelle's lantern from him, guarded relief displayed on her features.
Thank you.
She hands the lantern to the guide, whose hand grips it tightly, knuckles growing pale.
Stay here. I can't throw it too far. The light will blow out before it reaches the Nyx.
He steps closer to the monster, his movements light and confident. As he nears, the prowler starts to back away. Is it only the approaching light that's making it retreat, or are they afraid of him? The guide is far enough away from us that the fog is partially obscuring him, hiding his movements. The voices from the lake grow louder and louder. Water suddenly begins to splash across the lake, in the distance, and onto the edges of the bridge. They want to mess him up. They want him to mess up. That's what I should have said. They want him to mess up. I don't notice how tense I am until Bemelle eases my grasp on his arm. Then, suddenly, the guide takes multiple long and fast strides forward, throws the lantern, and jumps backward to regain the lost distance. There's a sharp hiss and then a deep splash, and the noises of the Nixie grow quieter. Not silent, but quieter. A sigh escapes me, and the guide comes back to our group.
We should keep going, before it comes back.
I glance at Bemelle and realize he, too, is looking relieved at the guide before us. And then I see it. Oh goodness. The first prowler. It's still there. It's right there. Pull Bemelle forward. I shift around, pulling Bemelle behind me. The prowler lunges after him, barely missing Bemelle, but striking my lantern instead. The fire goes out, and the two of us are plunged into an unearthly darkness. Then there's a sick splash. I realize the Nyx has retreated into the water. Somehow, Bemelle and I are still standing. We're still here.
Kika, thank you.
I can't respond. Something cold, wet, and slimy has grabbed my ankle. Kick it off! Kick it off! I kick out my leg as fast as I can, and the Nyx's hold slips. I can't pull with the momentum I've gained against it. Margret rushes to my side, her lantern hanging out towards the Nyx. The light brushes its face. We see it for an instant, its eyes wide, and then it slides back into the smooth surface of the water. Bemelle grabs Margret and I both, helping us towards the center of the bridge and cussing under his breath.
I only looked away for 1 second.
You shouldn't have looked away.
It's fine, Bemelle. We're all fine.
Are you actually alright?
Margret cocks her head down, examining my ankle, but there's nothing but a wet smudge around my trousers.
I am fine.
I say that, though I don't actually want to let go of Bemelle. I need to in order to relight our lantern and provide us actual safety, but I feel such a strong desire not to be alone in this moment. I shake my head roughly and let go of him, relighting the lantern as fast as I'm able.
Kika, thank you. Again. You saved my life. I won't let this happen again.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. It would be good for all of us to pay more attention.
Margret nods solemnly. Suddenly, it seems like we're all on the same side. It isn't only Bemelle and I. She is with us in more than simply presence. The guide's voice, as cold as that monster's grasp, ends my train of thought.
We lost the lantern I threw. The Nyx grabbed it after the light went out.
Margret makes a noise. I glance over, wondering whether she's upset, but there's a small smile on her face instead.
It's better than them taking anything else.
That's true. A nervous laugh bubbles up out of me and just as quickly stops. Bemelle chuckles in response, and our collective tension eases up, the adrenaline draining from our bodies.
We need to keep walking.
Very true. We've got a long way to go. The guide starts down the bridge again, and we join him. I try to clamp down on the relief, the ease that wants to flood my head. It's not over. The prowler is gone, but so is Bemelle's lantern.
You can stay near me, Bemelle, since your lantern is lost.
I appreciate it.
Margret goes on ahead of us. Bemelle stays by my side as I keep the end of the line. The breath of release for Margret and Bemelle is quickly swallowed by the somber atmosphere of Sinlos as well, replaced by the gravity of the near-death experience. Never mind celebrating his survival, something like that shouldn't have happened in the first place. The memory of the prowlers reaching out towards us appears each time I close my eyes.
Why does it look like something's dripping down their faces?
The prowlers are on Margaret's mind too. Looking at her pained expression, it's as though the moment of relief never existed at all.
I'm not sure.
Me neither. Something's wrong with them, though.
They live in water. Air shouldn't be good for the things, but they want to drown humans so much they're willing to drag themselves around on land? It's not right.
It doesn't matter what you think, Bemelle. Of course it isn't. They're monsters. They're likely don't understand even the concept of right and wrong.
Well, I don't disagree that there's something very wrong about them. I truly hope that's the last we'll see of the prowlers.
I hope so. Something comes to mind, causing Margret to end her part of the conversation early.
You. Since you two have to share a light, wouldn't it be safer to be in the middle?
So, when I first made this choice, I thought it would be a bad idea to have Margaret in the back because I thought she'd just get yoinked, right? But there's a part coming up where we all have to run, and I think her being in the back is going to make a difference in that run. So, I think I want to have her go to the back so she has a little bit more time to think. Margaret stops and waits for Bemelle and I to reach her position.
That way, you'll catch the edges of my light and the guides, and it won't be so dangerous if Bemelle loses his position momentarily.
That's a very kind offer, Margret.
Bemelle's surprise is so apparent, I want to cover his face with my hands to stop him from insulting her. She merely smirks. I think Margaret may be surprised with herself, too. Bemelle returns to his usual surety.
As thoughtful as it is, I, at least, am fine with bringing up the rear. I'm used to keeping watch for monsters, and since there are two of us, I can pay attention to the back while Kika focuses ahead. It's not my light, though, so I shouldn't be the one to decide what she should do with it.
Margaret and Bemelle turn to look at me in unison. Seems like it's my decision. Neither of them are wrong. As for me, my goal is to protect everyone. I can't very well do that with Margaret following behind us. But being stuck in the middle of the group could also be dangerous depending on what circumstances we come across. Getting pincered by the enemy would be an almost sure death, no matter how experienced Bemelle and I are. I just don't know what to expect from this bridge, and that makes things so much more difficult. I'd like to move up, thank you. Margaret stands slightly off to the side to let us pass, careful not to get too close to the water's edge.
Thank you kindly, Margret.
I nod at her. Bemelle and I position ourselves a few feet away from the guide, and in no time we've fallen into step in our new positions.
So, I don't want to sound like a child, but how much longer until we arrive at the halfway point?
Margaret chuckles, reflecting the amusement I don't want to vocalize.
We still have some ways to go.
Damn.
Damn. I suppress my laughter yet again at his pouting response. The gloom we've been under dissipates slightly, like light flickering through the fog.
The first trial tends to be the most difficult. I believe we will only react better from this point on.
I hope so, Margaret.
I like the way you think.
I want you to survive. Then a gleam enters Bemelle's eyes and he grins.
I think Kika deserves a round of applause. Her quick reflexes are owed the utmost appreciation.
He leans softly into my shoulder, trying to get me to... what?
It was indeed a sight. You're quite capable. Bemelle was also a sight, but for very different reasons. The way he froze with his mouth all agape was a laugh in itself.
Oh my goodness. Bemelle shakes a fist at Margaret in mock anger and then shoots me an affectionate look.
You should know, she and I are usually on equal footing.
The only reason you had footing at all is because she pulled you back.
Bemelle laughs self-consciously, scratching his head.
That's very true. You can always count on Kika.
I keep my eyes steadily ahead, unsure of how I should respond. I'm pleased, almost grateful to hear what they think of me, but I don't know what I could say that wouldn't seem pathetic. Instead, I contribute the best way I can. I keep my focus on the path ahead of us. Without a response from me, the conversation quickly dies out. Still, it eases my heart to be on such friendly terms with my companions. It's strange in the middle, watching over the guide. Until now, I didn't notice how smooth his movements are. There's a sense of grace to his actions, even in the basic task of walking down a bridge. I have to actively stop myself from being distracted by it. Suddenly, I notice the guide seems to be getting further away from us. He's speeding up. I do the same to match his pace and end up moving at a light jog.
Guide, why are we going faster?
He doesn't reply, doesn't even look back at me. Instead, his speed almost doubles. I glance back, worried, but Margaret is keeping up with us. The guide keeps moving faster and faster until we're at an all-out sprint. Figures in the dark fly past us in a blur, and it occurs to me the branching paths in the bridge appear to be sinking. I swallow my rising panic. The guide shouts something, but it's drowned out by the frantic pounding of our footsteps. I'm trying to piece together what he said. Don't stop, turn. When he takes a masterfully sharp turn down a different path using his own momentum and the sleek wood to slide into the new direction with no loss of speed. Despite the sudden turn, my reflex is unable to keep me close behind him.
We're making a right!
Bemelle is on my heels, following me to the turn. I glance back once more. Margret, although further behind them before, also makes the turn. We're all still together. See, I knew it! As the night wears on, our strength rapidly fades, because if you have her be in the middle, she doesn't turn fast enough. But because we're in the middle, we're able to call out that we're making a right. Even my stamina is being challenged. I can't imagine what this must be like for Margret. She's holding her sides as she runs, clearly cramping from the exercise. How much longer will this last? People have to rest sometime. Almost as if in response to my thought, the guide abruptly halts. I skid to a stop as well, sliding on the surface of the wood.
Why did we stop?
Bemelle's voice is tired, but his guard is up. The guide doesn't answer, just stares at something slightly out of view. I step up to join him, following his gaze further down the path. I was a kid. Oh yeah, I forgot about this guy. There, curled in a little ball, illuminated by the lantern's light, cowers a person. His hands grip his head, and he rocks from side to side, mumbling incoherently.
It's a man.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I couldn't. I just couldn't. Please. I'm sorry.
I'm struck with an array of questions. What is going on? Why would he wander out onto these bridges on his own? Did he make it this far by himself? Were there others with him? If that's somehow the case, I can't blame him for the state of shock he's in. The man stops mumbling. He glances above him, seemingly only just now having the strength to lift his head. His expression, the deepest sadness, along with the clear markings of terror, are scrawled across his face. I stare at him in shock, not sure what to do.
Leave him.
I snap my eyes away from the man and instead the guide's cold, implacable face.
No! We can't just leave him here. We've managed fine enough already, and these creatures will probably pluck him away as soon as we've gone. Without light, it's certain he'll die.
He won't make it regardless.
The guy turns to look at us, his eyes seeming to glow from the closeness of his lantern. For the first time, I feel uncomfortable in his presence.
Whoever shelters him will only risk dragging themselves down with him. Leave him.
I glance at the others. Bemelle's outraged, but Margret is staring at the man with something like fear. She's uneasy, but she doesn't voice her concerns. I'm trying to think of some kind of compromise when the guide speaks again, his voice cutting. It's gonna save here real quick. There we go.
If the man comes, then whoever is shielding him will have to remain at a distance from the rest of the group. Far enough that you can't see me, just my light. That is how you will travel across the bridges. I didn't agree to lead this man, and I won't. If you ask me to, I will leave you all behind.
Adrenaline surges through my veins and I tense up. It's a painful reminder that the guide isn't here to save our lives, but merely to show us the way. We're on our own. Margret, Bemelle, and I frantically share more looks between each other, trying to communicate without words. None of us have a desire to speak and be the first to make a choice. The man is standing now, though still hunched and his arms wrapped around himself as if expecting a blow. He stares at the ground rather than at us. Because of this, I'm having trouble reading his face. What exactly happened to him?
Are you well, stranger? Do you know where you are and why you're here?
He glances up, not at me, but towards me, his eyes resting somewhere near my collarbone.
I'm fine. You all can go on your way. Forget you even saw me here.
That's absurd. You have no way to defend yourself. We can't leave you.
Yes, I'm sure in your eyes I might not seem like much, but that's not exactly a fair shake. Maybe in a perfect world, every man would be as large as you. But that's not how things always go. Doesn't mean I'm defenseless.
The man's response is meandering. The words themselves seem to be in good jest, but he's still barely looking at us, fidgeting with his hands. Bemelle frowns, unimpressed.
It was a joke.
He smiles hesitantly, making eye contact with each of us for the first time.
What part of it was supposed to be the joke? Do you even realize what is happening in this moment?
Never mind. Forget that too. Point is, I'm alright.
You were curled up in a ball when we met.
Exactly. Something must be wrong with you.
Oh no, sounds like you've been talking with my father.
He lets out a weak little laugh coupled with an eyebrow raise, voice trembling. No one really knows what to make of this. The man gives a small wave and begins down the path we came. Bemelle huffs, tossing his hands into the air.
That's not even the right way.
It could be, if he's trying to get to the side we came from.
He must have come quite a ways if it was the other shore that he started on.
The man smiles, grows.
Good. That's not so bad.
There's no response to his remark, unsure of what could be said.
I still think he should come with us. A person needs a light, and the guide himself said he won't be able to manage on his own. Sticking with us is his best option.
I look over the man's body, noticing the scrawniness of his limbs. Scrawny, but not necessarily lacking in muscle. The bravado he was showing as he tried to leave us has faded yet again, and now he's standing quietly, looking at us as if watching a play. Interest, but no true connection to the events.
It's easy for you to say such things, but whose light are you offering?
Yeah, you already gave up your light.
It's not mine, and you are putting her in even more danger with your own presence already.
Bemelle looks at Margret. She avoids his gaze.
Perhaps I could have let him share my light before, but the guide has said the one with him has to remain behind, and I simply wouldn't be able to manage it.
Bemelle's hands turn into fists. He looks away but doesn't say anything. For a moment, no one does. I feel the cold sweat on my brow as what I feared comes to pass. He's stopping us from protecting another. Why must he get involved now? Why can he not leave us to make our own decisions?
You... Don't worry about me. I'll be on my way now.
The man's voice is full of something that I cannot place, and he starts to shuffle back down the way we came, arms still clenched around himself. Margret might not be able to take him, but there's another way this could be solved. I could stay back with him. It'll put Bemelle and myself at significantly more risk, but at least this man will stand a chance. Can we save? There we go. Alright, let's think about this for a second. Okay, so if he stays back with us, then we'll have to stay behind Margret, which is fine because we already missed the part with the running. So we could protect this guy potentially. I didn't protect him last time, but we could potentially protect him this time. I'm gonna think about it. I need to go to the bathroom, so I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. I'll turn the music on for you guys. There we go. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Thanks for that. I think we're going to take this guy with us. I kind of feel like I want to try to save everybody this time, and if we let him go, then he's for sure going to die. So I think we're gonna take him with us. Oh, we timed out. I can't risk it. Never mind, I guess we're not taking him with us. Can I reload? Put out a hand to stop him. I straighten my arm out like a rod, blocking his progress past me. He stops, perplexed.
I am not afraid to stay behind as long as Bemelle can remain upfront with you in your light.
The guide doesn't say anything, doesn't even blink. Margret covers her mouth with her hand, muffling some sort of gasp. Bemelle smiles sadly at me.
One can always count on you, Kika.
I try. The man, meanwhile, stands with his mouth agape, truly and genuinely shocked.
Well, what will it be?
Margret sputters for a second, searching for words, but clearly unaware what to say. Bemelle chimes in before she can get anything audible out.
I can stay in between you and the guide. I don't need to be right next to either of you. That way you won't have to worry about a repeat of what happened earlier.
I wouldn't refuse you being here.
The guide doesn't acknowledge them. He stares at the stranger. The man shakes under the attention.
No, really. I could just go on my own. It's fine.
I step closer to him, lending the support he seems to desperately need.
You do not need to go this alone. I will protect you.
Aww. The man stares at me. I return his gaze, willing to him to see my certainty. There need be no blood spilled tonight. Slowly, the fear melts off his face, replaced with something like resignation. Then he drops his gaze to the floor.
Okay.
All right.
I grasp his shoulder and turn to the rest of the group.
You should get a head start, correct? You'll have to put some distance between us.
No! No, we don't have to do that.
Yes, we do.
Unnervingly, there's a hint of emotion in the guide's usually empty voice, anger. He starts to walk, not waiting for a reply. Margret grits her teeth, eyes filling with tears, face flushed. She mumbles something in a small voice, something I'm just near enough to hear.
Why am I always so powerless?
Aw, poor Margret. At least you're not dead. The statement catches me somewhat off guard. Margret, powerless? She's not a mercenary, to be sure, but she seems so certain of herself. Then again, I don't know the reason she needs to cross this lake. Before I can decide whether I should respond, the tears fade from her eyes. Margret takes a deep breath.
Please be careful.
She takes a few steps back, lingering near enough for Bemelle. Bemelle smiles, first at the stranger and then at me.
Take care back here, all right? We'll all be together again when we reach the halfway island. It won't be too much longer now. We'll have a nice little camp out, and you can properly introduce yourself to us. Maybe even tell a real joke or two.
I thought his jokes were funny. The man emits a nervous little laugh and ducks his head. The prospect must not be enticing to him. With the stranger having pulled himself out of the conversation, Bemelle looks seriously at me.
I'm sorry to put you in even more.
Stop.
Bemelle shakes his head, still smiling.
I don't begrudge you at all. In fact, I'm glad you did. All I want is for you to remember that goal. Each of us, together, on the island, and then on the other shore, safe. This isn't about what our job is, or where other people need us to be.
I nod in response. Bemelle opens his mouth and then closes it. He swallows hard.
You two.
I'm surprised to hear his voice wavering slightly. He swallows again, then continues.
You two should look out for each other.
Aww. He takes a few steps back as if to go, but his eyes don't leave mine.
Watch out for yourself, too. Not just for everyone else.
I will.
Aww, everybody's worried about us. The guide's figure disappears with only his lantern to lead the way. Bemelle and Margret are finally forced to leave us behind and catch up with him. I watch them disappear into the fog, an odd feeling in the pit of my stomach. I cannot recall the last time I had difficulty seeing someone leave.
You should go after them.
I start. I almost forgot the man was there, standing right next to me. Now he looks at me with desperate eyes.
You don't need to do this.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do!
What?
I'd rather know you returned to them safe, and that you all had a chance to make it back together. The way they acted, having to go on without you, no one would feel that way for me. I'm not worth it.
Aww. Self-confidence issues.
That's not.
I stop, unable to say the last word. Can I claim that he's wrong? This is the one thing he seems sure of, and I do not know him. Empty platitudes may be worse than nothing at all. He smirks at my mumbling reply. I'm caught off guard by the change. With only that, it seems like he's in his element.
It's true.
He continues to grin, more so to himself than me.
You lot certainly made a scene, huh? That's nice. Being loved and all.
He clarifies after I must have given an undesired reaction to the statement. I'm so disconnected with myself I'm unsure if surprise appeared on my face or if it was the lack of emotion that put him off.
I don't know exactly what kind of love it is you share, but there has to be a bond in that group of yours.
He laughs and then speaks quietly.
It doesn't matter. I can still try for the other shore. Go.
I will stay. My certainty shocks him. I can tell immediately he has returned to his meeker self. The man starts to speak again, but I interrupt.
We should start walking. That should be enough of a head start for them.
He hesitates a moment, but ultimately begins walking at my side. I'm relieved. I can never be quite sure what will come from this one. We move in silence. The man doesn't seem to want to speak anymore, but he keeps glancing at me, as if expecting something. Somehow, his odd behavior is comforting rather than disconcerting. Perhaps it's because he's more nervous about all this than I am. It's putting me at ease, making me feel more capable. I shouldn't allow myself to get comfortable, however. We're in a more dangerous position than ever. The whispering from the lake, so faint after Bemelle's close call, now surges forth. It grows nigh unbearable, the creatures teeming below the surface. I dare not speculate on what has them so excited.
Have you a name?
The man chuckles dryly.
Barely.
Barely.
I don't really know what I am to take from that.
That's fair. That's fair. That's a weird answer to that question. This time his laugh is more of a bark. Quickly out and swallowed back up. Then he frowns.
Lou. Only 2 letters. So barely.
Aw.
I see. What are you doing out here without the guide?
Perhaps the question isn't appropriate to ask. After all, only the darkness of circumstances spurs someone to cross Sinlos. But the situation is very strange. I might even go so far as to say it's suspicious. I know that's not fair, but I can't help it. Years spent anticipating danger have made me wary.
That's a good question. I'm not sure I know myself.
What does that mean? Is that some sort of joke too? Or do you genuinely not remember how you arrived where you are?
Drink. Hold on.
No, it wasn't a joke. Or, well, there is a point to it all.
Then his voice, already by nature light and airy, drops to a whisper.
But I don't know why I even tried. You'd think that I'd be able to call a spade already, right?
He looks up, noticing my gaze is still leveled at him. Then he shrugs.
I'd rather not talk about it.
As what has become the norm, I don't fully understand what he means, but I can at least guess that he's not very happy with himself at present, and like it or not, he won't be sharing his real reasons with me.
What about you? What brings you out on this little adventure?
People. On the other side. People who need my help.
You have someone waiting on you? Then why are you risking yourself on me instead of worrying about what's going to happen to them?
Because we're all going to make it across. I feel my brows furrow with my speckable arm. Is that really what he took from this? I survey his face with a flick of my eyes, but there's no mischievous gleam to his look now. He's serious. We hold eye contact for a moment until he yet again stares down at the ground.
Sorry. I didn't mean to be disrespectful. It just fell out somehow. I wasn't thinking.
You're like oddly pessimistic about yourself, but you're also like extremely meek. You're important as well. His stare shoots back up at me, eyes wide.
Of course I'm going to be there for those counting on me. But you aren't nothing. I won't simply turn my back on you.
Yeah. He smiles sadly, the kind of smile only someone who has experienced great hardship has, a smile I'm all too familiar with.
I probably have to disagree. Still, that's nice of you to say.
Yeah.
We may not know each other well, but you wanted us to go on without you for our own safety. You even tried to have a sense of humor about it. That counts for something.
Aww. My statement is far from grand, yet he becomes distinctly bashful all of a sudden, twitching his legs with each step. He hangs his head and mumbles his next phrase. Sadly, he seems unaccustomed to receiving praise.
That's true.
Aww.
Thank you for staying back with me. It's kind of nice.
No need to thank me.
Oh, right. I can't even show gratitude correctly. Of course.
Oh my goodness. I go to give him a look, but he's smiling. He looks less pitiful than usual. He almost seems content. While crossing Sinlos? How? Why?
It is not funny to make a joke out of thinking that way about yourself.
Very true.
If you don't want people to say things like that, then you shouldn't reject their thanks. Either I did right by thanking you, or I did wrong.
Oh, that's true. That is very true.
Fine. You're welcome.
This time he lets out a real laugh, though a short one.
I'm glad.
He stretches his arms out in front of him and elongates his stride so he's walking a bit ahead of me. It's wrong with me. He's relaxed and completely unguarded. He's even fine with distancing himself from the light and all the odd comments he has said so far. Then a thought strikes me. Maybe the reason he's so calm is that he doesn't care what happens to him. My heart plummets into my gut. Aw, poor guy. For a time, there is a relative peace in the silence between us, then Lou sighs heavily.
I never could have seen myself in a situation like this. It seems things really aren't over until they're over.
Did you think it was over?
He doesn't answer immediately. When he does, the reply is accompanied by him grasping himself, like he might fall apart if he lets go.
Yeah, I did.
That would have been the normal outcome for his situation. Alone, lightless, I shouldn't have asked. I must have let a frown slip through because Lou smiles a non-smile. He stretches his hand behind his neck and gives a little chuckle.
Something really is wrong with me. Somehow, I feel lighter.
Alright, well maybe this is good. If he's feeling better than he was, then perhaps his view of himself will improve.
I wonder who'll still be left standing when this is truly all over.
What?
Everyone will be.
I say it firmly to end the discussion, but Lou's expression grows grave and unusually sympathetic.
You know that's not possible, don't you? Someone will go. You should focus on making sure it's someone else.
You don't seem to be concerned with self-preservation.
That came out more hostile than I expected. He doesn't mind it.
True, but it's not the same for me.
Because no one loves you? Because you have no one to care for you? I still don't know how I'm supposed to interact with a person like him. Making conversation is already not a strength I possess. Regardless, Lou echoing that sentiment was not something I had expected. The whispers from the lake, which had already grown, now speak faster and clearer. The individual words are almost audible. I'd likely be able to make them out if I knew the Nyx language. For a split second, I wish I did. The light in the distance still drifts along in the same manner as it did when we first started walking, which I take to mean the path hasn't turned so far. Hopefully that means we're still on the right path. But the light, it got brighter? It's strong enough that I have to glance away for a second, and the next time I look, the light has grown. The bridge is on fire. Uh-oh. Oh, that's right. They set the bridge on fire. I grab Lou's arm without thinking. He's standing there stiff, staring at the glow, eyes dull.
We're going to run.
To hell with the guide's order. If we don't go now, we'll never go anywhere again. Lou doesn't respond. I give his arm a small tug and he appears to come to himself when he nods at me. I make the decision then that I won't let go of his arm. I don't know what'll happen to him if I do. We take off, the heat growing with each step. The dankness of the bridge means the fire is spreading slowly, but it makes me question how it began in the first place. There is no end to how wrong this place is. It takes 20 paces before the air around us ripples, then starts folding onto itself. Thick smoke pours over us, stinging like scorpions at my eyes. Oh my goodness. I cover my mouth with my free arm to keep breathing, and soon we're at the fire itself. The bridge lurches beneath us as if the beams supporting it are starting to give way to the thousands of flying sparks. Lou stumbles and pulls against me for support, but we keep our ground. I start pulling him through the blaze. We don't have time to gather our bearings. We don't know how long we have until the bridge collapses or is devoured by flames. As we push through the smoke, Lou wheezing for breath beside me, figures emerge, Bemelle and Margret. I look at the two and the situation around them, baffled. None of the individual pieces make any sense until reality hits me all at once. The guide is gone. Uh-oh, that's not good. Margret paused at the bridge. Her lantern is at her side. It's her glasses that's missing. Bemelle is off to the other side, lanternless, with only the flickering embers in the wind to keep him out of the darkness. I want to pretend that they're both fine, that they'll be capable of handling themselves, but I know that's just wishful thinking. Both of them are in danger. I don't know how the Nyxi feel about fire, how daring they'll be with it close by, but I can't assume this is an opportunity they would want to miss. I have to do something. I have to do it now. Go to Margaret's side. Tell Margret. Without wasting another second, I run to Margaret's side, Lou in tow. I'm the one who put her in danger and she needs me. I have to be there for her.
Margret!
Margaret's head shoots up, eyes squinting through the smoke. Tears like ribbons gleam down her face. Whether they're because of the smoke or panic, I don't know. I'm nearly at her side when a shout goes up on the other end of the bridge. Oh, bye, Bemelle. A chunk of the bridge near Bemelle has vanished, collapsing into the water, and in its place are Nixie, trying to crawl their way up. Bemelle is backing away from them, but that's only pushing him closer to the other edge. I check on Margaret again. She's on her feet and heading over to me, but she's standing now and she has her lantern to keep those monsters at bay. I leave her, running to get my light to Bemelle. Bemelle stopped in the perfect center of the bridge, unable now to move forward or back. Instead, he turns to me, face pained in a way I've never seen from him. All he can do is wait for me to come and hope it's soon enough. But as I approach, so does a Nyx larger than I knew they could be. It pulls itself halfway out of the water, reaching for Bemelle. And it grabs him. It latches its arm around his torso. Bemelle lets out an agonized scream, the Nyx's claws anchoring into his flesh, and the creature lets itself fall into the lake, using its body weight to take Bemelle with it. I run faster, reaching my lantern out to him. Bemelle doesn't reach back. He just looks at me.
Don't!
Oh, Bemelle, no! I wanted to save you! He falls backward into the lake, the Nyx's weight too much for him to resist. After a moment, the water stills. There's no sign of him. I stop, panting, still feet away from where Bemelle fell. Tears burn my eyes.
No, he can't be gone.
Something tugs on my arm. I panic, but it's Margaret. I gape at her. I can barely keep myself together.
What happened to the guide? Is he also?
My voice cracks in spite of myself. I don't know what I want to hear. I don't know that I want to hear the answer, but it has to be said.
No, I don't think so. I couldn't see through the smoke and without my glasses, but I didn't hear anything.
So he just left us?
How did this happen?
While we were running through the fire, the bridge shook. It knocked my glasses off. I bent down to pick them up. There were footsteps. Someone kept going, and then Bemelle asked if I was all right.
Aw, he's so sweet. The tears return to her, and she wipes her nose on her sleeve.
He said he'd stay to keep watch while I couldn't see.
Aw,
That sounds like Bemelle.
that does sound like Bemelle.
I'm so sorry.
I don't say anything in response. I can't. The bridge trembles again, and I gather my wits just enough to get through this.
We need to leave. Which way did the guide go?
It sounded like he just went forward, and then I couldn't hear him anymore.
That will work. Lou?
I look around for him, realizing he's not with me any longer. At some point, I let go of his arm. He's standing to the side, gaze glazed, transfixed on the darkness. He seems completely unaware of everything that's happened. The fire, the Nixie, the death. I step forward and yank him back to my side.
What are you doing?
He flinches at the unexpected contact and looks attentively at me, but he doesn't offer an explanation.
I'm sorry.
That's all he ever says. I let go of him.
Both of you stay close. We are not going to separate again.
We keep down the path, the flames still gradually gnawing on the planks behind us. The guide doesn't turn up, nor do any signs of him, but we push on. We will not stop moving. Then we do. The bridge comes to a dead end of rotted out boards collapsed onto the lake. For a moment, our breathing stops at once. If this was the way that led to the island, then... I flip back to face the others, my expression unaffected. I'm not going to allow panic to sap this group of judgment.
Let's look for another bridge.
I resolutely begin retracing our path. The others follow without protest. Our regression is silent except our footfalls and the snapping of soggy wood, attempting to burn. We frequently have to step over smoldering sections, trying to come alight. At one point, we even have to walk one at a time, sideways, to avoid a wildly flickering small fire billowing out black smoke. Just as my spirit is beginning to dim, we come across different directions to take. Among all the forks, there are only two that aren't collapsed or too consumed by fire to risk following.
We're lost.
We're not lost. I know where we're going. Her voice is scarcely more than a whisper. I barely make it over the sound of crackling flames and splintering wood. Lou's gaze is flickering down either path. There's a palpable sense of anxiety coming from him.
I don't know. I don't know which way.
It's all right.
It's all right. We got this. But it's not all right. We have to have something to go off of. Anything at all. A cold sweat trickles its way down my back. Before anyone tries to randomly choose, the noise catches my attention. I hastily address the two.
Did you hear that?
It sounded like a whistle.
It came from the right.
Lou and I trade looks. This could be the signal we need, but what if it isn't?
Do those monsters know how to whistle?
I would assume not, but...
We should go right, I think. To where the sound came from.
I'm a little surprised Lou is offering his own opinion. It's good to hear, however. I take a deep breath.
I agree. There's more of a chance the whistle was a sign for good over ill.
Our course decided, we move as one down the right path, no longer hesitating. As we follow the bridge down, there is no sign at the end. There is no need to debate between directions again. We start to outpace the fire, one danger thankfully fading away, but the night continues to lighten regardless. I glance at the sky and realize what is happening. The sun is rising. The bridges will sink into the water as the darkness disappears and take us with them. We'll be lost. It suddenly seems pointless. We don't even know whether we've gone the right way, and we still haven't caught up to the guide. We can't outswim the Nixie, and we can't outrun the dawn. We're going to run out of time. Yet we keep moving forward. And finally, our perseverance is rewarded. The silhouette of an island rises in the distance. The island grows rapidly larger, and soon the sense of earth and trees reach us. In spite of all the horrors of this night, a dock emerges from the fog before us, welcoming us to safety. We reach the shore. Oh, thank goodness. That was so tense. Oh, that was so tense. I don't believe it until I've stepped off the wood and my boots sink into the sand. I walk further inland like a corpse, my sole instinct to flee from the waterline. My hazy eyes single in on something ahead. The guide stands on an outcropping in the distance, watching like a sentinel. He doesn't even come to greet us. I stare at him for a moment, not even able to feel alarmed at my own lack of feelings about the situation. He uses his staff to gesture to the forest behind him before disappearing into the trees. I can only assume he must be asking me to follow. The guide takes us further inland, more towards the center. There's a view of the coastline from here, but we're also partially obscured by a few trees.
It's time to sleep.
No one has the energy to argue with him at this moment. I find a place as comfortable as one could ask for in a location like this, next to one of the trees further out, and lay down, trying to block out my thoughts. For once, exhaustion is my ally, and I slip off into sleep. Did I unmute my mic? Yes, I did. Okay, thank God. I was worried for a second. Turn that up. My eyes slowly blink open and readjust to the brightness, what little there is. The sun is obscured by a thick layer of fog, making it impossible to estimate the time of day. I prop up my elbows and push myself up. The ground is hard and rocky, but that isn't the only reason I'm eager to get on my feet. I check my surroundings. The harsh, craggy earth of the island is interlaced with twisting vines and gnarled branches. Beside me, Margret and Lou are still fast asleep. The guide, however, is nowhere to be seen. I realize that I don't recall seeing him lay down with everyone. It's likely he left us hours ago. There's a creeping silence here. I can't help but shudder at the hollow, aching feeling inside me. It refuses to relent. I shift my weight back and forth, unsure of what to do with myself. Memories of last night's harrowing journey flicker through my mind. I notice the others begin to stir. Margaret accidentally knocks Lou as she gets up, awakening him as well. My mouth opens, then shuts, and after a moment of fumbling, a word finally escapes.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello to you.
Margaret, you lost your glasses. Can you see? Margaret greets me as she rubs her eyes. It seems to be due to trouble adjusting to not having her glasses, then grogginess. Behind her, Lou remains on the ground.
We should eat something soon.
We should.
I don't trust what is on this island, so I'll have to split my supplies with Lou.
I admit, for a trip of this length, I could only manage to carry the minimum, so I don't have much to share. However, you shouldn't be the only one who gives something up.
Don't worry about me. I'm fine. I'm not hungry.
Lou's back is turned against us. He still hasn't gotten up out of the dirt.
You won't make it very far if you don't have something to eat.
Lou buries his head deeper into his knees as he crawls into a tighter ball.
No thanks.
Lou, you're being annoying.
I wonder when the last time he ate even was. Considering where we found him, he could have been out over Sinlos for more than a day. Yet, he has nothing with him.
I think he's trying to commit suicide.
I'm concerned about that as well. But I know it can be difficult to force yourself to eat after something traumatic, and I'm afraid I'm not very skilled at encouraging others.
There's a stinging sensation inside me. That was not something I ever needed to do because he was there. Margaret and I both frown. A distinct rustling of the leaves catches my attention. The guard appears, emerging from the thicket. Margret seems to be a little uncomfortable at his return. Lou doesn't notice. The guide nears us and begins to speak.
The Nixie will not tread on land in daylight. However, being near the shoreline is still dangerous. If you leave the center of the island, remain cautious. Before the sun sets, I will be in this area. It would be wise to meet me here before nightfall.
And just what needs to be done over in those woods that cannot be done in the brush here with the rest of us?
Despite Margaret's pointed question, the guide considers his piece here finished. He turns around and returns to the forested area from which he came. Beside me, Margret releases a sigh.
Are you all right?
No, I'm not. Nothing is all right. And it will never get any better.
Margret sucks in her breath as she starts to get emotional. Before it can spill out of her, she turns on her heels and walks off in a different direction than the guides. I don't try to stop her. Lou meekly calls to me. I turn around and face him, though I don't speak. He's standing some distance away. He fidgets and glances over to the side before returning his gaze to my eyes. He gestures for me to come closer. I comply. He begins to whisper at me, but he mumbles with his words and I can't make out anything he says. I look at him inquisitively. Finally, he speaks up enough to be clear.
I'm sorry for what happened last night.
He speaks quickly as he looks up at me, eyes filled with sorrow. He shifts his focus downwards.
You would have been better off without me.
Oh my god, Lou.
It's not your fault.
It really wasn't your fault. My words come out hollow and empty. I mean what I say, but I cannot find the energy to make it seem convincing.
It was closer to being my fault than anyone else's. I wasn't supposed to be here, and all I did was get in the way. The guide was right about me. I knew from the beginning that it would be like this too. I never should have stayed.
Oh, poor Lou. Finishing his thought, he sniffles as he turns away. Suddenly I feel a strong urge of emotions rip through me. Everything is falling apart and I do not have the power to change this. Quietly I speak. No, we'll go see Margret. Lou continues walking away from me, but I do catch him flinch at the statement. I assume that he heard me, though he decided it was best not to acknowledge it. I look away from him as he retreats. Lingering for only a moment, I start following the trail Margret took. I catch up with Margret and notice her eyes are glistening with tears. As I try to move closer, she turns on me sharply.
What do you want?
I take a step back and keep my voice low.
I was worried.
Well, there certainly is a lot to be worried about.
I can tell she does not appreciate my concern, but that's only to be expected. I've seen people react to grief and death in dozens of different ways, and she has every reason to be upset, sitting on an island surrounded by a lake that breeds death.
I promise I will do everything I can to make sure you survive through the next night. So...
That's not the problem.
Her words begin strong but falter and soften as she speaks. I can only watch her without the slightest idea of what to do. Margret sits atop a large mass of roots and covers her face with her hands. I step over to her and kneel down so that I can be at eye level again.
Margaret?
She twists her body away from me.
Leave me alone.
Alright, fine.
No, I will not leave you.
Margret huffs, looking my way again, only to properly glare.
Do you even know why I came out here? It wasn't as though I had anywhere important to be.
Why did you come out here?
Then, why? Why would you risk this journey?
Surely you already know the heart of my distress. Haven't you ever considered what you would do if you weren't able to be a guard?
She makes a point too good to dismiss, and I inwardly flinch when I consider it.
Yes. I originally sought this path not because I wished to protect others, but because I was concerned for my own self.
I don't blame you. If I had your coordination and ability, I would have learned to fight as well. As it stands, I cannot change what I am. The settlement I come from is small, barely staving off collapse, really. The same as your town. You don't have to tell me which it is. They are all that way. My only real skill is the knowledge I've worked so hard to obtain. But, of course, a tiny village full of starving hunter-gatherers doesn't have much use for someone well-versed in history or management theories. Even if there are positions that require such knowledge, they are always given to those who are far older than myself. So what am I supposed to do? Continue to barely survive by being one of many seamstresses? Keep being pushed around by any person more powerful or with higher social connections? Leaving there would only take me back to the same position. It won't ever change that way.
She drops her head into her hands and sobs. My heart aches as I kneel beside her, watching her shuddering form. I feel helpless, but what can I do? These problems are much different from what I have to deal with. Eventually, Margret seems to pull herself together.
No. I was tired of accepting those options. Sinlos was my only chance. Only now do I realize how ridiculous a notion that is. Anyone who comes to this lake with a sense of hope will surely have it crushed.
Yeah, this is not really a hopeful place. I don't know really what you were thinking, but seems you wanted a way out, so Sinlos does seem to be your only chance. But what are you gonna do when you cross Sinlos?
Are you saying you wanted to become a guide?
Yes. Laugh at my ambition if you wish. People may fear the current guide and may even blame him for the people he cannot save. But at least he has respect. Not only that, the heads of the area give him enough support to live a comfortable life.
From all I'd gathered about the lake, being strong or good with a weapon didn't matter a lick. The most important qualities for a guide were being observant and shrewd, and being able to look past the struggles of someone else.
But how wrong I was.
Interesting. So she wanted to be a guide? Her voice rises.
I haven't the slightest ability to deal with sinking bridges and confrontations with those horrible monsters. And even though I thought I'd lost all ability to care about the troubles of others, I still feel awful about what happened earlier. I haven't a chance of making it as a guide, which means I have no hope anywhere.
Aw, you poor thing. You're just book smart. You need to find a place that appreciates your book smartness. She covers her face once more and resumes her cries. Hesitantly, I reach out and place my hand on her shoulder. Surprisingly, she doesn't shake it off. We sit quietly like that for several moments.
You don't have to be a guide. Once this is over, you never have to come back here. There has to be something else out there for you. And if something does not yet exist, then we can create it ourselves.
Margret chortles a bit.
What a silly idea.
But if I did have to choose between returning to the normal world or staying here, I'd rather go back home.
I squeeze her shoulder and she at last looks up at me, the tears gone from her eyes.
Thank you for sharing this with me.
Okay, so we learned a little bit more about Margret today.
Thank you for listening. You have an unexpectedly soft heart.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. She must have noticed the slight twinge in my face.
That isn't a bad thing, Kika.
I look away, eyes towards the ground.
I know it can hurt to care, but it also lets you lessen the pain of others. I think it would be much better if everyone cared a little bit more, rather than less.
I feel tears forming in my eyes now as I smile back at Margret.
Thank you.
Aww. Margret returns my look. I take a seat on the roots beside her, and for a time we sit in silence, simply being there for one another. Eventually, I turn towards her.
Perhaps we should go check how everything is on the island.
Margret nods.
That seems like a fair thing to do. We can't keep sitting here forever, unfortunately. I'll come with you.
Are you sure you'll be alright without your glasses? There are a lot of places to catch your foot or dress on.
Margret laughed slightly.
I'm sure I'll be fine.
Okay, if you say so. I don't know what I'd do if I lost my glasses. I would be so blind. I'd be like, oh my god. I'd be like Velma Dinkley from Scooby-Doo. I'd be like, where the fuck are my glasses? I can't believe she's going on without them. She must have better vision than me. I offer her my arm. She sighs softly and chides me teasingly.
Really, you are too much.
She then accepts. Together we head towards the interior of the island. Margret and I head through the wooded part of the island. There isn't anything that could be called a path, but we managed to pick our way through the brush quite well. Though Through a thinner stand of trees, we briefly catch sight of the guide standing on one of the benches. He seems fine, but even though I'm sure he turned his head towards me, he makes no show of acknowledging us. We scour the area for Lou. It doesn't take us long to find him. He appears to be alright, though still strange. I calmly greet him as we approach.
Hello. Is everything alright here?
He turns towards us and blinks like he's waking from a sleep. It seems as though he didn't even notice us until now. He looks away once more and smiles bitterly to himself.
Everything's pretty much how I expected. Make of that what you will.
I frown at his response, but I try not to let it bother me too much. This simply seems to be Lou's way.
At least it isn't worse than you expected.
Lou doesn't respond to Margaret. I decide to change the subject, maybe for the best.
Are you ready to eat, Lou?
Lou pauses for a moment to consider this.
Okay. If you leave something for me, I'll eat it soon.
Why do we have to leave?
I eye Lou suspiciously. He chuckles.
I don't need you two to stand and watch me. I'd feel more comfortable eating alone.
I have to agree with Kika. You refused to eat before, and now you claim you'll only eat if no one else is around to see it happen?
If that's the case, I'll just say I won't eat again. Then there will be nothing to be suspicious over.
Oh my god, Lou. Both of us sigh, exasperated over his dismissive attitude. Lou snickers to himself. I take no relief in the fact that someone is finding this amusing.
Either way, we shouldn't leave anyone alone anymore. We've all had enough time to ourselves to think. Now we should focus on staying safe and being prepared for the coming night.
Lou bites his lip, hunching his shoulders up to his neck as he eyes Margaret sourly. It might be an intimidating look if it was from someone else. As it is, Lou looks a thoroughly annoyed child.
I'm not interested. There's something I'm still not finished with.
We could come with you.
Lou tries to duck further into his own body. He is clearly wishing he could stop being the center of attention. Margaret huffs, losing even more of her already thin patience over Lou's lack of maturity on this matter.
Will you come back to find us once you're finished with your mystery task?
You can find me later, if you like. You don't need to be so worried.
Margaret and I exchange glances with one another. She seems almost guilty now. Perhaps she reevaluated the situation and feels this might be unnecessarily demanding. Margaret is looking for me to me for an answer. We won't leave. Lou scrunches his eyes almost shut, but I can still detect his slivered stare boring into an unfortunate patch of ground. Despite his calm surface, I can feel the tumultuous emotions churning deep beneath. I hate upsetting him like this, but our lives are on the line. It would be a reckless gamble to leave him be simply because he would prefer being alone.
Yes, right. But you're still free to do as you please, you know. Just because we'll be around doesn't mean we'll be ogling you the entire time.
Yeah. Almost imperceptibly, he sighs out a long, wavering breath. Whatever emotions he was experiencing just now, or just below the surface, slipped back to the depths.
Never mind. It wasn't important.
I have a hard time believing him. However, I'm simply relieved that he's finally willing to let us stay.
Well, since you don't have anything else to do now, you really ought to eat.
There's Margaret.
Have you eaten?
Yes, we had a meal together after you went off on your own. You have no excuse.
I'm not hungry. That's sort of a reason.
I resist the nagging urge to rub the bridge of my nose out of frustration. I don't want to offend Lou or be too forceful. I need to remember where we are. This is already a very difficult situation, and it's possible he's been through far worse than what I'm aware of.
Will you at least take some food to keep with you?
As Lou tends to do, he wraps his arms around himself more tightly, mumbling words I can't pick out before finally answering audibly.
Fine.
Good.
Good. I pull out and offer him one of my hide and sinew stitched pouches filled with dried salted meat and some sweet roots. Lou finally uncrosses his arms and lowers his knees, which eases my fears a bit about him being stiff as a statue come nightfall. As he reaches for it, he refuses to meet my eyes, and once he has the pouch, he immediately scoots away from me. He resumes his closed-off position. Margaret observes Lou with disbelief, accidentally letting out a tisk as he curls up away from me. She seems to be baffled by Lou's mood as I am. As baffled as Lou's mood as I am.
We should go back to the forest clearing instead of staying so nearby the lake.
Certainly.
Fine.
Lou and I trail after Margaret. I consciously slow my steps to keep pace with Lou's distracted wandering as we head back into the woods. After a bit of tromping through the thicket, we come into a sizable clearing.
We might as well rest here. There will be plenty of time for walking come nightfall.
Lou sits down wordlessly and sulks. He turns his body pointedly to the side, facing away from us. Margaret takes a seat nearby, smiling awkwardly. I sit roughly halfway between them, attempting to form a connected group.
Well,
Margaret starts but doesn't say much more. She would like to start up a conversation but isn't sure how. Honestly, I have no idea how to either. The subjects I'm comfortable taking the lead with are limited to say the least. An uncomfortable silence permeates the air for a time. Even an outsider could tell the mood is in the depths. Neither of us want to make it worse, and it is a challenge to figure out what might go over well with Lou. We don't know anything about him, but asking personal questions would almost certainly be unwelcome. Lou stares off, sighing about something. He still isn't even looking at us.
Lou,
What?
Margaret pauses. She didn't think this through, it seems. She fumbles with her words.
what's been on your mind as of late?
Nothing.
Ah, that's not good. If there isn't anything in there, it might blow away with the wind.
Aw, Margaret's trying to start up a conversation and she's not doing a good job. Poor thing. Lou raises his eyes to give her a flat look. She laughs nervously, almost doubling over backwards from the force of one of her guffaws.
I heard someone say that once, so...
That's cute. I jump in before another silence can form, sensing a call for backup of a different sort than I'm used to.
Yes, you should keep your spirits high. Being downcast is akin to a dog whistle for trouble. It only makes the situation that much worse. Or so I've heard someone say.
Oh, absolutely.
Margaret agrees with me, though still sounding a tad awkward. She gestures with her hands towards me.
I've also heard that you breathe out a small piece of your soul with each sigh, so it's even more tragic.
That's funny. I've never heard of that. Lee finally begins to smirk a little.
Are you making those up?
Margaret seems encouraged by his mood shift.
I haven't made anything up yet, but I'm positive that I could and you'd be none the wiser. It can be quite ridiculous.
Quite ridiculous. Okay. His half smirk grows to a full one. He sits himself into a more upright position to be better engaged with the two of us.
I can believe that.
As Lou slowly begins to uncoil from within himself, I can't help but smile. Finally, the mood is starting to lift. We've all been lost in the haze of the mind for too long.
Are there any peculiar sayings that you've heard of?
None that are comparable to yours.
He appears to be disappointed, though not surprised, that he could not offer an addition of his own to the topic.
Then you have heard some. I'd like you to share them, especially if they're different. I could use some better sayings. The ones I have aren't so impressive as you've learned.
Are you trying to make me lose my soul? I wouldn't blame you.
I wish I knew how to amuse Lou as much as he seems to entertain himself. Despite his jokes, he's always needing to be so self-mocking. Refusing to let the mood crumble, Margaret puts on a pleasant face and tries to move past Lou's comment.
Not at all. I'm only curious.
No matter the journey you take, it will always end where it began. I hear that one often.
That's interesting. Margaret smiles, pleased with his participation.
That's an interesting one. Much better than the one that says, you'll have one unfortunate incident for every curl in your hair.
That must be really annoying for you, Margaret, because you have the curliest hair.
Really?
Lou looks over her, confused and slightly wary.
No, I did make that one up.
Lou laughs. He starts to open up and share some of the other sayings he's heard. Amongst this stream of chatter, Margaret catches my attention. She looks into my eyes and mouths the words, "Thank you." He's back. I catch Margaret's eyes and we spend a moment sharing a dental connection. For a brief moment, all of the troublesome circumstances seemed to float away. Aw, company! Spirits were lifted together! Aw, yay! For a brief moment, all of the troublesome circumstances seemed to float away from our minds, and we enjoy each other's company. I wish it could go on for so much longer, but it's only a while later that I have to speak up.
We should make our way to the meeting point now.
Margaret nods in agreement. Lou shrugs. I lead us over to the area where the guide mentioned we were going to meet. Margret and I sit together. She lightly rests her head against my shoulder. Aww. The three of us quietly wait for the guard's arrival, occasionally chatting with one another as we rest. Alright, and this is where I'm going to end it for today, guys. So, we're going to save right here. And yeah, thanks for joining me for this episode of Lake of Voices. It's going much better than it did last time. Last time we were kind of gung-ho about just getting to the other side, and we kind of, we lost both Margaret and Lou, and then we ended up losing our own lives as well last time. So it's good to see that we've helped Margaret survive, and we also helped Lou survive, even though it doesn't seem really like Lou really wants to survive. So we'll take that into consideration next time we play. But anyways, thanks for joining me today, guys, for this episode of Lake of Voices. I'm really enjoying this game. There's a lot to it. There's a lot of different paths that you can go down. So I'm very interested in this game. I hope you guys are as interested in it as I am. I hope it's not boring for you guys. But yeah, this is part of spooky season. So join me next week for more Lake of Voices on Friday, Visual Novel Friday. And then join me on Sunday. I'll be reading Homestuck with my lovely husband, Gob Gob the Goblin. So you'll be able to hear us make voices and do a lot of reading as we read more into Homestuck. We started it a couple weeks ago. Yeah, last week we had a really fun time with it. We had a few people chatting with us. That was really great. So yeah, I hope you guys come and join us on Sunday for some Homestuck. And then join me on Tuesday. We've been playing the Infectious Madness of Dr. Decker, which is kind of like an FMV game. So if you're interested in watching me quiz a bunch of characters about their lives and just choices that they make, I guess, like, they're all kind of insane. So just questioning them and trying to figure out who killed Dr. Decker has been the main focus of the game. It's really fun. I have a lot of fun with it. So hopefully you guys will come join me on Tuesday for that. And then join me on Thursday. Yesterday, we played Fran Bow. We completed another chapter. So I hope you guys will join me on Thursday for more Fran Bow. It's a very fun game. It's a point-and-click adventure about a 10-year-old girl who is basically insane. And she goes on a huge adventure to find her cat and to eventually go home. So yeah, it's a really fun game. There's a lot of content warnings with it. It's very scary. For point and click, it's very scary. So I hope you guys will join me for that on Thursday. And yeah, next week, Friday, more Lake of Voices. So yeah. Anyways, if you like this video, you want to watch more videos that I've done and more games that I've played, go ahead and check out the VODs channel, youtube.com/@princessevillanvods. And if you are on the VODs channel and you like this game or you like other games that I've played and you want to watch me play games live on stream, you can check me out every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. Yeah. So anyways, I will see you guys later. Bye guys. Have a great one. Good night.